this starter button here completely fried. I put a new solenoid in, and whenever I was hitting the button, there were some shorts and breaks in the wire. The wire just popped and started smoking, and it was bad. So here's it, and here's where it exploded. So the way to replace the starter button is there are 9 of these 9/16 little bolts you take out of there, and the shifter is actually bolted to this plate, so you can just grab the whole plate essentially. You can see the starter button and everything right there, and there's the underside. I'm gonna show you how to get that off. All right, and all you should need to get this starter button out, I got it set up here on the bench awkwardly, but need a flathead, and I'm gonna use a crescent wrench here, but it's kind of hard to see. There's a little tab right there, and that tab keeps the nut from backing off, so you need to bend that tab straight down with a screwdriver, and you'll be able to get a crescent wrench in there and unthread that nut, which will release the starter button. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that real fast. I bent that tab down, which will now free up that nut. So I'm gonna go ahead and get a crescent wrench on this and break this free, and hopefully this button will come out. Now I've got that nut off there, and it should be free. And hopefully you just pull this straight out. Make sure you don't drop any washers or anything. If there is any, don't look like there is. And then there's your starter button. And that's what we'll be replacing from Tractor Supply. I had this in stock for Ford tractors. They looks like they were the same from 1948 to 1964. So if you got anything in that range, this would be a good option for you. It'll be a direct, basically OEM replacement for this. So I'm gonna get this thrown in, get that nut tightened back down. We'll bend that flange back up, and I'll probably clean this up, maybe RTV it, or I might just send it and throw it on there without it, just clean it up with a wire brush or something. But we'll get that put back on and see if we get this tractor to start. Okay, now that this is installed, I'm gonna go ahead and take it and set it back on the tractor here, and make sure that prong right there is angled the way that I'd like it to be. And that looks good. Looks like it'll go right over the choke. It won't be in line of that screw hole. So now that we got it where we know we'll want it, go ahead and take it back off, get it back on the bench here. We're gonna tighten that nut down there and bend that flange back up to keep it from backing off in the future. And we'll throw this thing back in, get it wired up. When you go to put this cover back on, there's a little spring. I forgot the first time, I just had to take this back off, but it drops right down in here. It's very easy to forget and to miss. And I got this all tightened down. Now I'm gonna throw this back on the tractor, but do not forget the spring.